Thank you, Steve. This wet, windy weather threw a wrench into the plans of cleanup crews in Sarasota. They are still recovering and picking up the pieces after this week's tornado. News Channel 8's John Rogers joins us now live from Sarasota. So, John, were crews ready for this nasty weather? We certainly were predicting it.
Yeah, they certainly were ready. They've been working and preparing for this all week. Because take a look along with me, Jen. You can see all along this road here, these houses, the homeowners prepared in advance, putting down these temporary roofs, fastening them in place with plywood, in some areas sandbags. They have a lot of work ahead of them with cleanup, and they didn't want this wind or rain to make the problem worse. This morning, the rains were coming down, but workers were still out.
We're right down to the wire.
Restoration teams from Trinicon have been out here at these tornado-ravaged condos for about 70 hours this week.
And we do what it takes to do it. And that's it. I mean, whatever it takes.
Crews have been working around the clock to secure a tarp on top of the exposed building. They had to reinforce it with plywood to handle strong winds.
What we don't want is uplift under the tarp, because then it'll pull it.
They're protecting the building from further damage. That's why this generator is out here. It's powering devices inside each of the condos to prevent mold and algae from forming. But this is just the start. The cleanup continues by land and water all throughout the canals nearby along this tornado-ravaged area. You'll find pieces of roof and torn decks. It's going to take a lot of work to clean all this up. Debris and rubble are floating all along the intracoastal waterway.
Yeah, there's some stuff floating in there.
Homeowner Kathy Fleming wonders how long it'll take to clean up. Over in her neighborhood on Baywinds Lane, work had to be briefly put on hold to deal with today's weather.
Everything's battened down. We're secure. The roof is secure. Now we're just going to wait.
Temporary roofs are in place and secure all down the street. These locals feel ready for any inclement weather, so they're focused on the long journey ahead. Back out here, we're looking at the intracoastal. You can see some debris still laying out there, and all along the mangroves, there are pieces of roofs and a lot of tiles and all sorts of debris out there. County crews will be out here starting Monday morning, sending teams out to recover some of this debris, and the project could take a couple of days. Back to you.
Yeah, so that project takes a couple of days, John, but I know a lot of residents have the question that is running through my mind right now, which is when will life itself sort of get back to normal with all those blue tarps on people's roofs and all that debris still in their yards? Any sort of guess on when things will look like it did before the storms hit?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at houses like that, what we got over here is definitely going to take quite a while. That's unclear right now at this time, Jen, although the condos that we covered earlier, the Excelsior condos, officials tell me that will take 6 to 9 months to restore those. So this is a story we'll be following for quite a while, Jen.
It's a long time for those folks to be dealing with so much disruption. John Rogers reporting live for us in Sarasota tonight. Thank you, sir.